When we say a novel has nice writing, what do we mean? Lovely, verbose words crawling under our eyes, seeping into and then branding themselves upon our brain, words that spin around like Pete Burns lyrics, constantly returning to us like a record baby round round. Sentences which mimic Picasso and break conformity, yet that paint an image as clear as a Manet. Yeah, sorry about that. I write purple prose about as well as a colourblind pot of yogurt. And yogurt can't write. It has no opposable thumbs. Jessica Andrews has this ability to write these sentences that paint these really detailed and layered pictures with what feels like effortlessly few words. Every sentence adds detail to a character. Every sentence builds upon the themes and ideas. Every sentence just sounds correct and it fits with the setting and the mood. Every sentence is exquisite. She paints a vivid and an in-depth picture of the world, communicating emotion, expertly pinpointing the phrases and examples that unlock the complex combination of emotions. She communicates that exact balance of feelings that we might feel towards a spouse, that balance of love and frustration, or of lust and loneliness, in just a sentence or two. It combines efficiency and beauty. Every sentence she writes is working overtime. Every one of them does 3 or 4 different things. Jessica Andrews doesn't write novels, she crafts them. She must painstakingly ponder over every sentence, making sure that it does the maximum number of possible things. Yet her writing isn't purple. It isn't complex. It's not overwrought or bothersome. It is simple and accessible, yet rich and satiating. You know when you eat something that is beyond delicious and you ask the chef what ingredients they used and they list but 4 things, and you know in that moment that the chef is a genius. If Milk Teeth was a novel, it would be a stunningly rich chocolate cake. And despite the small size of it, 258 pages, you won't be able to finish it in 1 or even 5 sittings. Andrews is able to build on these simple and accessible sentences and load them with the cream, sugar, flour and chocolate required to create something beautiful, exquisite and delicious. Andrews' writing is the literary unicorn, simple and beautiful. I have mentioned the writing at length. I am done discussing it. I am simply going to quote her from now on. I will also discuss the characters and themes, but at this point of the review, I really think that you should know if this is the sort of book that you will enjoy. At this point, you should know if you're going to buy or borrow yourself a copy of Milk Teeth, or her equally beautiful debut novel, Saltwater. The plot, the characters, the themes, yeah, they're all well done, but do you even need to know what they are? We watch Victoria Beckham shrink into her seat at the World Cup and trace the curves of Kate Moss's thighs in her gold lurex Glastonbury mini dress. We swell with the longing as sequins dripped from the narrow shoulder of the Olsen twins and sigh with envy at the inky daisy tattooed around Peach's Gelder stomachs, squeezed into a smaller, more angular shape. We watch Alexa Chung form a long black line in her skinny jeans and ogle Cassie from Skins, angel-haired, in a green gold dress, spun out on pills in the dawn. I mean, Cassie is everybody's favourite character from Skins, right? Told in short vignettes, every chapter is only around 2 pages in length. Our unnamed narrator is writing to you, an unnamed boy she is longing for, she's in a relationship with, she's living in a separate country too. And each chapter switches timelines between our narrator's early life and this relationship. A relationship that is at times so full of love, but also so far from perfect. A relationship that carries pain within it. This isn't a romance with suspense. This is a romance that explores feelings and emotions, validation and self-esteem, love and lust, adventure, safety, body and belonging. This is where the layering of ideas really come in, because I could have introduced this as a coming-of-age novel, a woman's relationship with the world around her, between her and her body, and you heard the quote, you already know she has a somewhat problematic relationship with food or with her body. She rebels against, accepts, conforms, and rejects social expectations. It is the story of a woman who longs for control and belonging. I could have said that's what this novel is about. It's also a novel about friendship and loss, about fleeting and changing relationships, about the big important relationships she has with her mother, her best friend, you, her boyfriend, or more fleeting relationships, her father, old friends, short-term friends, ex-boyfriends. If you've read Milk Teeth, I'd love to know what initially you thought this book was about. I think it tells me so much more about you as a reader than it does about the novel. There is so much in this book, and it's really interesting to know what you see first. I kiss you for the first time on my birthday. I am sweating in gold sequins in a basement in Peckham. You are wearing a mask in the shape of a cat's face, and you take it off as we walk into the smoke. Your lips are wet and your tongue tastes of blood. We go outside for some air and we watch the sky begin to lighten. A cigarette burns between your painted fingernails and you ask if I have any resolution for my 28 years. I focus on the silver curling from your lips and say, to be unashamedly myself. Looking at that opening paragraph again after I have read this novel, there is so much that is already present. The fleshiness, the bodiliness of the description, the first kiss, the metaphorical removal of a mask, the importance of self-worth to this character. So much is already there in this book. So many major themes, so many hints at what is about to happen. We walk to your house through the park, tower blocks purple in the dawn. I swing your hand between us in the half-light. You disappear into a dark crop of bushes and your earring glints beneath the fading moon. Just having a piss, you call from the darkness. Don't go anywhere. I might not be here when you get back, I twirl beneath the orange street lamps. And then you'll never see me again. You emerge from the grass, zipping up your fly, your black denim jacket torn at the cuffs. That would be a shame, you whisper into my neck, and your voice breaks around my shoulder like a wave. This is a novel I think you can read and reread, analyze and annotate, which is remarkable because it is so short and the plot really is simple. I would have hated to have had to study this and write an essay on this book. How overwhelming. How do I narrow it? Yet the plot and the number of characters, it is already very narrow. Set in London, the Northeast, and in Barcelona, it also tackles the power of a body, money issues, social defiance and conformity, the difference boobs make, sexual assault, the divide between consumeristic aspirations and artistic ones. And it questions, is happiness the thing we really want? Later in the warmth of your bedroom, beneath a string of red light, you ask me, what do you want? You trace the outline of my hips with your fingers. Tell me what you want me to do to you, and whatever it is, I'll do it. I'll have to think about it, I say, too quickly, flushed with panic. And that's the end of chapter 1. The last 3 quotes are it in full. 1 page long, and you already have a sense of the characters. You know if she is confident or self-conscious, or rather where she sits between those two. You know her aspiration. And let me ask you, because it's not mentioned here at all, but what does she do for work? Is she doing something related to the arts or something related to finance? It's a page in and you already know the answer. You already know the answer is not finance. Books like Milk Teeth, they are the reason I read. 5 stars. And if you liked Milk Teeth, click here to watch me review another emotionally nuanced novel, this time by Australian author Jennifer Downes. Please subscribe. It makes me happy. Bye bye.